Hello, my name is Sarthak and I'm a third-year Health and Society student. Today I'm going to be presenting my research project entitled Mixed Methods Assessment of the Effects of Brain-Body Therapies on Adolescent Young Adult Cancer Survivors. The research is currently in progress, so only preliminary findings will be discussed in this presentation. The purpose of the research project is to evaluate to what extent and how mind-body therapies affect young adult cancer survivors, and how the impacts may differ from older adult survivors, with potential clinical and real-world applications. First, to provide some background, rates of cancer have risen over the last few years amongst adolescents and young adults, termed AYAs from here on, defined as those between the ages of 18 and 39 in an oncological context. The negative repercussions of cancer are well known, and recovery can have lasting negative psychosocial outcomes on survivors, such as increased anxiety and depressed mood. The brain-body therapies referred from the title are mindfulness and Tai Chi. Mindfulness is a practice with traditional roots in Buddhism and Hinduism, and it entails focusing and self-regulating your attention. Tai Chi and Qigong are ancient Chinese practices that focus on controlled movements and postures to regulate attention. Mindfulness and Tai Chi are more widely being recognized within psychology and health as beneficial against stress and depression, but their uses within cancer research remains understudied, particularly for AYA survivors. In order to assess the main research question of how older and younger adult cancer survivors respond to mindfulness and Tai Chi treatments, a mixed methods design was used. Mixed methods entail both quantitative and qualitative components, and the design for this study specifically followed a sequential explanatory design, where the quantitative piece precedes the qualitative piece, and the qualitative piece is emphasized to explain quantitative findings. For the initial quantitative piece, data were derived from the MATCH, Mindfulness and Tai Chi for Cancer Health study. The MATCH study is a large multi-site comparative effectiveness trial. Over 600 participants were recruited from Calgary and Toronto, and participants were enrolled into either MBCR, mindfulness-based cancer recovery, or Tai Chi Qigong sessions that they attended for 9 to 11 weeks, or they were placed into a control condition called the waitlist condition. Match data was sorted into AYA and older adult categories. Using a repeated measures ANOVA on SPSS, 4 variables were compared between AYA and older adult groups: post-traumatic growth, stress, mood, and health-related quality of life, both pre and post the mind-body intervention. Each variable was composed of multiple subscales, and confounding variables such as type and stage of cancer and sex were adjusted for. Then, for the qualitative component, semi-structured interviews were undertaken with AYA participants and transcribed. Phenomenological analysis was used, a qualitative method used commonly for cancer or pain exploration, which focuses on the participants' lived experiences. After discussion, general themes in the interviews were extracted and refined upon. For the quantitative analysis, partial eta squared effect sizes were used, as other indicators of significance were difficult to achieve due to the smaller sample size of the AYA survivors. In general, there were no strong effects and only a few medium-sized effects, showing that brain-body therapies can actually be quite useful for both younger and older adult groups. Stress and mood, however, had a higher number of medium or weak-sized effects, 19 of 36 subscales for mood and 28 out of 56 subscales for stress, and post-hoc testing showed that in general, mindfulness and Tai Chi increased mood and decreased stress more in AYAs than in older adults. Some preliminary themes extracted from the qualitative analyses were that in general, AYAs had a more open-minded and experimental worldview that helped them further their practice, that AYAs felt physical health posed them no difficulty and encouraged attentiveness, that they often had tight schedules, and it was very important for the AYA lifestyle, which hindered them from actually getting the full benefit of the practices, that their unique demands from their life roles often had a greater impact and made them appreciate mindfulness more, that media served as a very supportive tool, utilizing mobile applications or YouTube videos to support their practices, and lastly, they often felt age isolated, both as the youngest cancer survivor they knew and the youngest in these groups, and felt that there could be benefit from incorporating a larger age range. Overall, the project will continue with conducting interviews with older adults, which will allow for comparative phenomenological analysis with these AYA interviews. Here are my references, and I would like to acknowledge the support from the whole Carlson lab team and Dr. Carlson in particular. Thank you.